Hello and welcome. You're watching yet another episode of Rahul's Take. Is it the beginning of the end for the AAP government in Delhi? Can the AAP survive in Kejriwal's absence? Will the Liquorgate alleged scandal dent Kejriwal's image in the court of public opinion? Can AAP use Kejriwal's arrest as leverage in the Delhi Lok Sabha contest? Several questions arise, and we are going to, over the next 7 or 8 minutes, try and answer all these questions. The questions that we've posed are important. Arvind Kejriwal hasn't got the urgent interim relief he was seeking from the Supreme Court, weakening the resolve of the AAP cadre as fresh questions are being asked about the integrity of their boss. There was a time, and you will all remember it, when Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal was willing to sacrifice his life to ensure that Indian politics was freed from the scourge of corruption. On more than one occasion, he came perilously close. At least that's what his collapsing vital signs signaled when he went on a Gandhi-like fast unto death, demanding accountability from the UPA government of the time. That was 2011. A few years later, in 2014, he would eventually sacrifice something significant. He sacrificed power, the very lifeblood of politics. Indeed, Kejriwal gave up the Chief Minister's post, a principled action of unprecedented proportions to protest against the BJP and Congress blocking his anti-corruption efforts. Kejriwal's renunciatory gesture set the bar for morality stratospherically high. And Kejriwal was suitably rewarded with a massive mandate from appreciative voters. Soon, Kejriwal was imparting lessons in propriety to all and sundry, especially his political rivals. At one end, he would deride the perks of office, dismissing them as patrician vanities, an insult to the toiling taxpayer, and at the other end, he would pledge to only accept poll funds that were crowdsourced. All very virtuous it was. However, today, in a profound inversion of personal integrity, that same Kejriwal, a decade later, is being accused of taking kickbacks. He's been jailed for presiding over a party and government allegedly hollowed out by the blight of corruption. That's what the ED claims. The AAP has protested, terming the ED cases as the vengeful action of an insecure Modi government. The indictment against Kejriwal has, however, been passed by no less an authority than the Delhi High Court. Worse, within hours of the welts imparted on AAP's body politic by Justice Sharma's lashing, a Delhi government minister called Rajkumar Anand quit. Rajkumar Anand may have been in the shadows, not given to hogging the limelight like the others in AAP, but he certainly has emerged from them to shed light on the party's financial improprieties. Anand says that after Delhi High Court's verdict, his conscience doesn't allow him to continue in the party that was founded on the principle of eradicating graft. The AAP has reminded us that Anand had also received a knock on his door from the Enforcement Directorate. His resignation, therefore, should not be seen as an act of valorousness, of virtuosity, but it should instead be seen as an act of cowardice. AAP's defense would have been easily accepted had Anand been the first from Kejriwal's inner circle to have quit in disillusionment. Before Anand, the likes of Prashant Bhushan, Yogendra Yadav, and Ashutosh all broke away from the AAP, claiming that Kejriwal had strayed far from the idealism that underwrote a movement for change. For instance, Kejriwal graduated from his dinky Maruti to the standard Sarkari issue SUVs and MUVs. He's fenced in by giant Sarkari bodyguards. He lives in a palace fit for kings. All the creature comforts he once detested, opposed, said they were not for him, but for others, high-minded others. Now Kejriwal, the consummate wielder of the broom, is in danger of getting swept asunder by the tide of corruption allegations cascading into the AAP's door. Shouldn't Kejriwal take moral onus for the AAP slide into the sludge of corruption that he once said only sticks to other morally weaker parties? Should he not apply the stringent moral code he prescribed from others to himself? As of now, Kejriwal is insisting that he will run the government from jail. But this can prove to be the undoing of not only the government, that is his government, but also of the Aam Aadmi Party. Ideally, before going to jail, he should have handed over the baton to his most trusted aide. Unlike Lalu Yadav, Jayalalitha and Hemant Soren, he did not choose his successor. The centre, through the office of the LG, is already building a case for taking over Delhi's administration. It is quite possible that this might happen closer to the Delhi Lok Sabha polling date to throw the AAP campaign into disarray, or immediately after the election. Will Kejriwal play into the centre's hands by sticking to his seat and his stand that he is not going to resign? The urgency which these questions are being posed to the AAP will only grow in poll season. The AAP may not have the answers because it faces an existential crisis. Not only have the people of Delhi not hit the streets like the AAP hoped to protest against Kejriwal's arrest, but there has also never been a moment that the AAP has been without the hands-on services of their leader. In fact, as a one-time insider has noted, the AAP is heavily centralized around Kejriwal. No decision is taken without clearing it first with Kejriwal. There isn't much of a party structure either. Given this, there is a danger that the AAP will implode upon itself like a house of cards if Kejriwal remains in jail for a long stretch of time.